Hello. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Tom Talks podcast. And I know what you're seeing isn't what we normally talk about. We don't normally talk about baseball, but we have to talk about baseball because my Phillies are one game away from getting to the NLCS. And we might as well recap all of the baseball games. I have not seen all of them, but I've seen most of them. And from what I've seen from most of them, this is going to lead up to another really good World Series, another good CS round, LCS rounds, and another really good World Series. Unfortunately, my Phillies were in it last year against the Houston Astros, and we lost 4-2. So after that, it seems like the boys are back in town. They have come to claim their revenge, and I hope we get our revenge. Let's win it all this year, Phillies. Let's go. But anyway, let's start with this first wild card in the AL. Let's start with the AL wild card rounds. Minnesota swept the Toronto Blue Jays. So yeah, obviously the Twins swept the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays didn't seem to be doing that good going in, and Minnesota didn't have the break. They have like the worst of the division record out of all the. I believe they have the worst division record of all the teams, like them or Milwaukee. I forget which team, but they didn't. They obviously played well enough to sweep the Blue Jays, and the Rangers. They were in. They were going to. I believe them and the Astros were fighting for the first place in the Central, and I believe all Texas had to do was win like one more game, and they didn't do it. And yeah, so that's why they didn't. They went to that game, but they went to Tampa Bay and they took care of business in Tampa Bay. They won both games relatively easily, and then Texas moved on. They played Baltimore, and the Rangers swept the Orioles like it's nothing. Houston was able to. I mean, the Twins were able to win one in Houston, but unfortunately for the Twins, they were not able to win one at home. So now we have the Astros and the Rangers in the ALCS. That's going to be a really fun series. Because I believe if the all right, so we'll stop there for right now, and then we'll go to let's go to the NL. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they came into this playoffs. I don't know if I don't remember what their record was at the end of the year, but clearly they just made it in. They were just like my Phillies last year. They made it into the game. They made it to the dance, and that's all they need to do because they have won 5 games in a row. They beat Milwaukee twice, swept them, and they absolutely beat the dog shit out of the LA Dodgers, proving once again the LA Dodgers are just the Dallas Cowboys of the MLB. They do great in the regular season, and then they just get swept in the playoffs. Last year they lost to the Padres. This year they lose to the Diamondbacks. Now my Phillies, crushed it. We crushed the Marlins both. Well, not crushed, but we won both games. We crushed the second game with a grand slam to seal off game 2. And obviously this series right now, which is hopefully, and I'm thinking that it will end tonight against the Atlanta Braves. They have Strider coming back on the mound. We have Suarez back around, just like game 1. Game 1, he did really well. He pitched very well for the most part. Other than give up a home run to Bryce Harper, he pitched well against us. And this is me trying not to be biased against the Braves because I don't like the Atlanta Braves. And now before I go on talking about my predictions for my World Series prediction, there's an article written by Ken Rosenthal. I probably should have had to pull it up, but I don't care to pull it up right now because I think it's Athletic, and I have to pay for the Athletic. I have to pay to read that article. That's why I didn't pull it up. Basically saying, oh, we need to change the playoff format again because the top seeds are getting too much rest, and that's bad for them. Like, no, we're not going to change the format. Fuck that, because it's the healthiest teams that do the best, and the top 2 seeds in each conference, each league, are able to get all the rest that they need to get. So I don't want to hear bitching about the Orioles losing. I don't want to hear about bitching about the Dodgers losing. And when the Phillies win tonight, I don't want to hear about bitching about the Braves losing. And now it's mostly because, oh, the Braves lost. We need to change the fucking postseason. No, fuck off. Fuck you. I don't know what the solution is, but actually, no, there is no. This is the perfect solution. Let me tell you the perfect solution to your problem. The top 2 seeds in each league need to play better baseball. Just go to the cages when you're off. Go to pitching when you're off. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's good rest time, but like, yes, there are teams that are going to be hot, making it into the playoffs. But that's no reason. Just because a lower seed is hotter, like they're on a hot winning streak, doesn't mean that the top team should suffer. Look at Houston. They were off as well, and they beat the Twins pretty handily. Why are we not talking about the Astros? Because they took care of business. They're the only top seed that's taking care of business this year. And they took care of business last year, and they won the whole thing last year. So that argument goes out the fucking window. I don't want to hear you MLB pros and writers and other shit bitch about it. So now, Phillies, we're gonna win this game, and we're gonna face the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are on a hot streak. They outpitched both teams. They out-hit both teams. They're both doing very well. They're on a very hot streak. So they've got some momentum on their side, but we have momentum on our side too. So to me, I'm not going to say whoever wins the NL is going to win the World Series because we thought we were on a hot streak. We were on a hot streak last year, and we ran into Houston, and they just we were up 2-1, but after that no hitter, they took care of us. If we won Game 5 last year, I think we would have won it in Game 7, but that's last year. It's not a hero there. Houston and Texas. I don't know, man. That's a toss-up. They're both very good teams. But to be honest with you, I want to see Houston I want Houston to win because I want the Phillies to win. I think the Phillies are going to beat the Diamondbacks. I think both teams are going to win in 6 games. And obviously, I'm going to root for my Phillies, and I think the Phillies are going to win it in 6 games. Houston beat us last year in 6. This year, we're taking it in 6 games. I want revenge. I want fucking payback. I want payback for these fucking assholes that beat us last year. Fuck you. Fuck Houston. Fuck Texas. Fuck Arizona. We're going to win the whole goddamn thing. I don't care what nobody says. So now, back to our regularly scheduled program with football. No, but we will talk about we will talk about MLB postseason again next week. And I know I'm a day late. I know the Thursday night game is going to start soon, but the playoffs, baseball playoffs are more important. But these games will be. I was busy on Sunday, so I did not get to see all of the games. So I will try to do my best to do a quick recap on each of them, quicker than normal. So the Bears, I've seen the Bears beat the absolute dog shit of the Commanders. That's absolutely hilarious. With everyone's job on the line, they seem to have stepped everything up. Well, they've seen to make everything simple for Justin Fields and the offense. And obviously, and probably the same thing for the defense. Everything seems simplified, and the Bears just took care of business, while the Commanders lost their 3rd game in a row, which is absolutely wild to me. Sam Howell is starting to hit that, I guess, I don't call it rookie wall, because technically he's not a rookie. It's his 2nd year, but he doesn't have enough starts to call himself like a veteran. So he's probably hitting that little rookie wall. We're struggling a little bit. But it doesn't help when no one wants to catch and the defense can't stop anybody. Now, Jacksonville, I saw the majority of this game before I had plans on Sunday. I was shocked because I picked the Bills to win. I thought the Bills just stopped the Dolphins, but unfortunately the Bills suffered a major injury in losing Matt Milano. He's probably done for the year. I didn't get to check that injury, but yeah, they just struggled for some reason they struggled against the Jags, and then the Jags, Travis Etienne had himself a day, and he kicked ass for the Jags. So good on the Jags. They moved up to 3-2. Bills go down to 3-2. Falcons and Texans. Falcons barely edged it out. barely won. I picked the Texans to win, unfortunately, but that didn't happen. So I didn't really get to see the game, so I really can't say much about it. So we'll just move on to the Lions. Lions absolutely crushed the Panthers 42-24. I've only seen a couple of highlights of some of these games. Lions are just continue to dominate. They continue to prove that they are at least the third best team in the NFC. And while the Panthers keep on struggling, fun little fact that I apparently found out is that the owner's meeting with the coach every week, and that's probably not. I don't know. That's probably not how you should run a team. You should probably trust the coach to run the team. But that's just me. I don't know. Colts edge out the Titans, but they lose Anthony Richardson again, which is unfortunate. I believe it's a shoulder injury this time, and they need to. Hopefully, he gets healthy, and so Anthony Richardson can get more snaps. And yeah, so I didn't really get to see much of that game. Dolphins beat the Giants 31-16. Saints shut out the Patriots 34-0. Steelers beat the Ravens on a last-minute touchdown where where Kenny Pickett bombed to what's his name? George Pickens. Yeah, he bombed the ball to George Pickens and he won the game for them on that play. Bengals are coming back. They're beating the Cardinals. They beat the Cardinals 34-20, and Jamar Chase had 3 touchdowns. He dominated that day. So, are we fair to say Cincinnati's back? I don't know, because it's the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are not really that good of a team. They play hard, but that doesn't result them in wins. Eagles beat the Rams 23-14. Now, this is probably probably the only game I really got to see because of my plans on Sunday. It looks like our offense is starting to evolve, get better and better, but we're still struggling in the red zone while we stopped the Rams in the second half from scoring points. So our offense is getting better, our defense is getting better. So that's good for my squad, my team. Jets beat the Broncos in the Nathaniel Hackett Bowl 31-21. Chiefs barely beat the Vikings 27-20. Travis Kelce got hurt for a little bit, but he came back and scored a touchdown. The 49ers absolutely crushed the Dallas Cowboys 42-10. And just to prove once again, the 49ers are without a doubt the best team in the NFL, as much as it pains me to say it. All the media is talking about the Niners, Brock Purdy being MVP, all the weapons, yada, yada, yada. Let them keep talking because when we meet up against the 49ers, we'll be the ones beating that ass. And and the Vegas Raiders barely beat the Green Bay Packers. I didn't get to watch that game because of the MLB playoffs. But we'll quickly move on to make our predictions. Chiefs and Broncos play tonight. Chiefs win easily, pretty handily, I say by at least 2 touchdowns. Titans and Ravens are playing in London. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens over the Tennessee Titans. Washington Commanders at the Atlanta Falcons. Desmond Ridder is apparently 3-0 at home, so I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons because they're at home again. Bears and Vikings. That's going to be a very boring and interesting game at the same time. But since the Bears are at home and they don't have Justin Jefferson for at least the next 4 weeks, let's go with the Chicago Bears. Seahawks and Bengals. That's a somewhat fascinating matchup. The Bengals are looking better and better. They looked better last week, but the Seahawks they're also a good team. They just had their bye week, so I'm gonna go with Seattle just barely. Seattle by a field goal, I'm gonna say. 49ers at Browns. It doesn't look like Deshaun Watson is gonna play this week again with a shoulder injury, so I'm gonna go with the 49ers over the Cleveland Browns. Texans are home against the Saints. As much as I want to pick the Texans to win, I think I'm going to go with the Saints. It's hard to pick against a team that who shut out their opponent the week before. Jags and Colts. Go with the Jaguars at home, even though the Colts usually split this year. Usually the Colts usually split with the Jags, but I'm going to go with the Jaguars to sweep the season series. Dolphins and Panthers. I'll go with the Dolphins at home. Carolina's going to go to 0-6. Patriots at Raiders. That's another interesting game. The Patriot Bowl. I don't know. Both teams don't really look that great, but I think the Raiders are just slightly better, so I'm going with the Raiders at home. Lions and Buccaneers. That's probably the one of the better games this week. Bucks have looked pretty good, but the Lions have looked more better.
More better.
More better. Um,
How much better, Tom?
Going, going with Detroit over Tampa Bay. Rams, Cardinals at Rams. Going with the Rams at home. They did really pretty well against us, the Eagles last week in the first half, and I don't think the Cardinals have the talent on their team yet to do well to get another win. Maybe they might win another couple games eventually, but I think the Rams get this game at home against the Cardinals. My Eagles are going up to East Rutherford, New Jersey, to play the New York Jets. The Zach Wilson-led New York Jets. The Jets have a really good defense, and Zach Wilson's getting better each and every week. But I'm still going to go with my Eagles. We're still the better team overall. Jalen Hurts will still kick ass. Either A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith will have a big game. One of those two do not have a big game, Dallas Goedert will have a big game again. We'll have a good running game. Well, at least a good enough running game. So I'm going to go with my Birds over the Jets. Giants go to Buffalo for Sunday night. That's going to be, hopefully the Bills bounce back. I think the Buffalo Bills will bounce back and beat the New York Giants. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys go to the LA Chargers, and I don't know if Dallas can bounce back from after their ass beating last week. Chargers had the bye week, and Kellen Moore knows the defense. He's going to know how to call against them. He's going to know how to play against them. So I'm going to go with the LA Chargers this week. So that's it for this week. I will catch y'all next week. Hopefully, we'll be talking about more of the LCS World Series and more NFL stuff. Peace.